Hi everyone, welcome to Real English, where you learn natural English for real life. I'm Paul, and I'm Emily. Let's get started. So, Emily, I think we need to talk about the absolute most terrifying environment in the modern working world. It's not the boardroom, and it's not the boss office, it is the virtual Zoom meeting room.
Oh, the digital battlefield, where your greatest enemy isn't your competitors, but your own Wi-Fi router. I completely agree, Paul. Zoom calls are stressful enough, but when things go wrong, total nightmare. Do you have a virtual disaster story for us?
I have one that still makes me cringe. This happened a couple of years ago during a massive cross-continental project update. I was presenting my HVAC system designs to this huge panel of stakeholders. I was mid-sentence, making a very passionate point about thermal dynamics, and suddenly, everyone on my screen froze.
Oh no, the dreaded freeze. Let me guess, your face was stuck in a really unflattering expression?
Exactly. I was frozen with my mouth wide open and one eye half closed. But the worst part was when the connection finally re-established 5 seconds later. I panicked. My brain completely abandoned all professional English. Instead of handling it smoothly, I leaned into the microphone and shouted,
My computer is broken. The internet is very bad. Paul, you sounded like a time traveler from 1995 discovering the World Wide Web for the first time.
It was humiliating. I sounded like a complete robot in a panic. And this is exactly the trap our ESL learners fall into. When a technical glitch happens on a video call, the sudden stress makes you forget all your advanced vocabulary. You revert to these stiff, elementary translations that can actually make you look unprofessional.
It's so true. When your video lags or your microphone stops working, you don't want to lose your professional credibility just because you can't find the right words. So today, we are going to arm you with the ultimate digital survival kit. We are going to teach you how to handle every Zoom disaster with absolute grace, confidence, and natural English.
Before we jump into our core teaching, Emily, I have a quick pop quiz for you. What do you think is the #1 most annoying technical issue on a virtual call? Is it A, someone eating chips loudly near the mic?
B, the horrible audio echo?
Or C, someone talking while on mute?
Oh, it has to be the echo. The chip eating is gross and the mute thing is funny, but that high-pitched audio echo literally damages my soul.
Yes, the feedback loop of doom. We are definitely going to cover how to fix that today. But first, let's introduce our universal framework for handling any virtual meeting disaster. We call it the T.I.E method. T.I.E, because you want to tie the meeting back together.
I love that. Tie the meeting back together. Okay, break down the T for us, Paul.
T stands for troubleshoot out loud. When something goes wrong, don't just sit there in silence looking panicked. Narrate what you are doing calmly. Instead of saying, my screen is broken, you say, it looks like my screen share is pausing. Let me restart it. Or I'm getting a bit of interference. Let me adjust my headset.
That is so smart. It shows you are in control. What about the I?
I stands for inform the room. Keep everyone updated on your status so they aren't just staring at you. You can say, give me 1 second to switch networks, or I'm going to drop off and dial right back in.
And the E?
E stands for engage and pivot. Once the issue is fixed, don't apologize for 5 minutes. Pivot smoothly back to the topic. Say, all right, we're back in business. As I was saying about the budget, or thanks for bearing with me, let's pick up where we left off.
Troubleshoot, inform, engage. The T.I.E method. That is incredibly practical. But Paul, the framework only works if we upgrade our verbs. If you say, I will do my internet, or I will make the meeting, it still sounds a bit amateur.
Exactly. So let's upgrade. Instead of saying I will fix the problem, use a much more capable verb, handle. Don't worry, let me handle this technical issue, or I'll handle the screen sharing while you talk.
Love it. Here another one. Instead of saying, I will help the meeting, which sounds very passive, use facilitate. I'll facilitate this discussion. Or, since my audio is clear, I can facilitate the Q&A session.
And for teamwork, stop saying, we will work together on the file. Upgrade it to collaborate. Let's collaborate on this document asynchronously, or I'm collaborating with the IT guys to fix the server. These verbs, handle, facilitate, collaborate, instantly make you sound like a seasoned modern professional.
Speaking of modern professionals, we really have to talk about the culture of modern remote work. This isn't just about learning words, it's about understanding the etiquette of the digital workspace.
Oh, definitely. For example, Zoom fatigue is a very real modern topic. Sometimes people are just exhausted from staring at screens all day. So a great modern communication skill is knowing when to suggest moving a conversation offline.
Yes, if the video call is lagging terribly, you look incredibly professional if you say, "It seems like we are fighting the technology today. Should we pivot and handle this asynchronously via a shared document?"
It shows you value efficiency over forcing a broken meeting. That is a massive power move. Now let's pack your vocabulary toolkit with our 5 pocket words for today. These are the absolute most common terms you will hear and use in any English virtual meeting. Emily, kick us off.
Word number 1 is a classic adjective. Frozen. We don't say, "Your picture is stopped." We say, "You're frozen." For example, "Paul, I think you're frozen. We lost your video." Or, "My screen is completely frozen. Bear with me."
Word number 2 is a verb, to lag, or the adjective, lagging. This is when the video or audio is delayed and choppy. You can say, "Sorry, my internet is lagging a bit today," or "There's a bit of a lag on your end. I missed that last sentence."
Word number 3 is a phrasal verb, to drop off. This means to suddenly disconnect from the call or to voluntarily leave the call. You can say, "I think Paul dropped off. His connection must have failed." Or, if you need to leave early, "I have another meeting, so I'm going to drop off a few minutes early."
Word number 4 is that awful sound we talked about, echo. But it's not just a noun, it's how we describe the problem. You can say, "Emily, we are getting a really bad echo from your microphone," or "Could everyone mute? There is some serious background echo happening."
And our 5th pocket word is the most used phrase of the decade, on mute. We don't say, "Open your microphone." We say, "You're on mute," or "I'm sorry, I was talking on mute for the last 30 seconds."
Frozen, lag, drop off, echo, and on mute. If you know those 5, you can survive any Zoom call. But now it is time for our Smooth It Out section, where we take those awkward literal translations and polish them up.
Let's start with the ultimate classic. When someone wants to know if their audio is working, they lean into the camera and yell, "Can you hear my voice?"
It sounds so dramatic, like you are stranded on a desert island. In a professional setting, just ask, "Am I coming through clearly?" or "Can everyone hear me okay?" or simply, "How is my audio?"
"Am I coming through clearly?" is perfect. Here is another one. When someone wants to show their presentation, they often say, "I want to share my PPT now. Please look."
A bit robotic, instead we say, "Let me go ahead and pull up my screen," or "I'm going to share my screen, let me know when you can see it." Pull up is a fantastic native phrasal verb for opening a file or a window.
I use pull up constantly. Okay, how about this? When a learner wants to interrupt politely because they can't hear, they say, "Stop, I cannot hear you. Say it again."
Oh, that is way too aggressive. It sounds like a police officer. To interrupt politely when there's an audio issue, you say, "Sorry to jump in, but we are losing your audio." Or, "Sorry to cut you off, but you're cutting out a bit. Could you repeat that?"
Your cutting out is exactly what native speakers say when the sound keeps turning on and off. Okay, Paul, it is time for the main event. Let's put the T.I.E framework, our upgraded verbs, and our pocket words into action with the practice conversation.
I am ready. What is the scenario today?
We are on a crucial planning call with our engineering team. We are finalizing the budget and deployment plan for a brand new remote AI server. Specifically, we are looking at configuring an AI workstation with a single 48 GB VRAM GPU. It's a high-stakes hardware discussion, but of course, the technology is going to betray us.
Naturally, I will be leading the presentation, and Emily, you will be the lead tech consultant. Listen closely to how we troubleshoot out loud, how we handle interruptions, and how we gracefully pivot back to the conversation. Let's dial in.
Hey, Paul, I'm here. Thanks for setting this up.
Hey Emily, thanks for jumping on. So, I want to dive right into the deployment plan for the new home-based remote AI server. I know we are specifically targeting that single 48GB VRAM GPU configuration for our deep learning applications. Let me just go ahead and pull up the spec sheet on my screen.
Paul, you completely froze for a second there. Are you still with me?
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, my Zoom is lagging a bit today. Am I coming through clearly now?
Your audio is fine, but your screen share is just showing a black loading box. Wait, actually, I am getting a really terrible echo on my end now. Do you hear that?
I do hear it. Let's troubleshoot this. I think it might be my external speakers causing feedback. Let me handle this real quick. I'm going to switch over to my headset. Give me 1 second.
No problem. Take your time.
Okay, I just swapped my audio input. Is that echo gone?
Much better. Crystal clear. But we still can't see the spec sheet for the workstation.
All right, let me stop sharing and try to pull it up one more time. Okay, it should be loading now. If it doesn't work this time, we might just have to pivot and collaborate on this asynchronously. I can just drop the link in the chat for you.
Actually, it just popped up. I can see the GPU pricing list.
Perfect. All right, we're back in business. So looking at the 48GB VRAM cards, the initial hardware cost is a bit steep, but it gives us exactly the capacity we need to run those local image generation models without relying on cloud services. What are your thoughts on this specific brand? Emily, did you drop off?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. I was giving you this entire brilliant analysis completely on mute. Classic mistake.
It happens to the best of us. What was the brilliant analysis?
Oh, I was just saying that I completely agree. The 48GB card is essential for the video memory capacity we need. If we go with anything smaller, we are going to create a massive bottleneck when we try to render the dual speaker dialogue programs. I think we should facilitate the purchase order by this Friday.
Excellent. I am totally aligned with that. I will spearhead the budget approval with finance this afternoon. Oh, wait, my screen is freezing again.
You know what, Paul? We got the main decision made. Before the internet totally kicks us out, let's just drop off here. You submit the budget and we can touch base on Slack later.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks for bearing with my tech issues today, Emily. I'll talk to you later.
And scene. Wow, that felt like every single Tuesday afternoon of my entire life.
Right? It was chaos, but it was controlled chaos. When my screen froze, I didn't panic. I used the T.I.E method. I troubleshooted out loud by saying, "Let me switch to my headset." I informed you of what I was doing, and then I engaged by pivoting right back to the 48GB GPU discussion.
And we naturally threw in all our pocket words. We had lagging, frozen, echo, drop off, and the infamous I was on mute. Plus, we avoided the robotic Chinglish. Instead of, "Can you hear my voice?" you asked, "Am I coming through clearly?" It just sounds so effortlessly professional.
Exactly. When you have the right vocabulary, technical glitches stop being embarrassing and just become a minor speed bump. Your colleagues will actually respect how calmly you handle the situation.
And now, we are turning the microphone over to you, our amazing listeners. We want to test your virtual survival skills down in the comment section.
Here is your interactive challenge for this week. Imagine you are in an incredibly important Zoom meeting with your boss. Suddenly, your neighbor starts drilling into the wall with a power tool, and it is incredibly loud.
We want you to write exactly what you would say to your boss in English to handle this interruption professionally. Try to use our T.I.E method and throw in an upgraded verb like handle or troubleshoot or a pocket word.
Write your best responses in the comments below. We will be hanging out down there, acting as your boss, giving you feedback, and smoothing out any robotic phrasing. Don't be shy, we all experience these digital disasters.
We absolutely love reading your creative solutions. That wraps up today's virtual survival guide on Real English. Thank you so much for tuning in. Keep practicing, make sure you double check that mute button, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye everyone.